Hi, I'm Tamara, and welcome to Million Mile Oracle. Today we are going to explore the energetic blueprint of your home based on numerology. This will help you better understand the home that you are living in, the one that you are considering buying, or the energy that you are being called to. So grab your address and I will show you how to reduce it down to a single digit so that we can uncover the energy of your home. Let's start by calculating the energy signature of your home. To determine this, you're going to take the numbers in your address and add them together until they reduce down to a single digit. There is a caveat here though, because there are master numbers 11, 22, and 33 that do not reduce down. So you will take the digits of your house or your apartment and add them together until you get a single digit. An example of this would be if your house number is 548, you're going to add 5 plus 4 plus 8, and that equals 17. Then you'll add 1 and 7 together to get 8. So the energy signature of your house or apartment would be an 8. Once you have your house number, feel free to skip ahead to your corresponding number in the video. A house number 1 is filled with leadership, independence, and initiative. This house will foster strong ambitions. It's perfect for people who are business owners, they're self employed entrepreneurs, they're starting a fresh new start in a chapter. However, the shadow expression of this house can be isolation, selfishness, or ego clashes because the energy of number 1 is kind of all about me. You may feel like you have to do everything alone, or you may have a lack of coziness or collaboration within the home environment that could also extend over into the work environment if you work from home. So, how can you balance out this feeling of isolation from the house number 1 energy? You can introduce soft elements that can counter the sharp, independent energy, like round furniture, plush textures, and warm, inviting lighting. Also, make an effort to host gatherings, cook for loved ones, or actively collaborate on projects inside the space to break up the me against the world atmosphere. If you live in a number 2 house, this is a house of harmony, partnership, and intuition. In its highest expression, it emphasizes cooperation, deep emotional connection, peace, and loving relationships. It's excellent for couples, young families, and creating a cozy, nurturing, nesting environment. The shadow expression is amplifying codependency, hypersensitivity, or passive aggressive behavior. There could also be an inability to set healthy personal boundaries. To balance the energy of codependency in a number 2 house, create clear physical boundaries within the house. Designate a specific me time chair, desk, or corner that belongs exclusively to one person. Practice saying no and holding firm personal boundaries. Grounding crystals like black tourmaline can help shield overly sensitive residents from absorbing everyone else's emotions. A number 3 house is based on creativity, communication, and joy. This house is bursting with creative expression, social energy, laughter, and communication. It's ideal for artists, writers, entertainers, and people who love hosting lively dinner parties. The shadow expression is disorganized environments, scattered focus, financial extravagance, or superficial gossip among residents. To balance the chaos of a number 3 house, use functional storage solutions to combat clutter. Implement a strict one thing in, one thing out rule to stop the space from becoming overwhelmed by random items. Create a daily or weekly routine to ground the scattered energy. Dedicate a specific area for creative work so the expressive energy does not spill into the rest of the house like the bedroom. And I'll tell you, I tapped into the energy of this number 3 house just reading this slide. I had to re-film this voiceover a couple of times because I was stumbling over the words. Then I sneezed. And so, yeah, my energy was a little scattered. So we are going to exit house 3 and go to 4. House 4 is based on foundation, stability, and discipline. This house provides stability, security, structure, and grounded productivity. It's best for building a long term business, raising a disciplined family, or focusing on practical goals. The shadow expression of this house, however, can make this house feel rigid, serious, or inflexible. The energy can easily become a hamster wheel of endless work and chores without enough room for play. To balance the rigidity of the number 4 house, soften the heavy structured energy by bringing in plants, flowing water features, and cheerful colors like yellow and light green. Schedule mandatory playtime or relaxation blocks where chores are strictly forbidden. Intentionally break your own household rules occasionally to practice flexibility. I will share a personal anecdote about a number 4 house. I grew up in a number 4 house, and in the summertime, I had to start every morning by doing chores and math worksheets every single day. The house pretty much had to be cleaned and spotless before my mom got home. It was a hamster wheel feeling, I'm not gonna lie. My mom and dad both built businesses while we were living in this house. So, yes, this is a very accurate description for me. And number 5 house has the energy of freedom, adventure, and transformation. In its highest expression, it is a dynamic, fast paced, adaptable, and constantly changing environment. It's great for frequent travelers, active socializers, and people who view life as a grand adventure. The shadow expression is this house may lack stability and root systems. It can feel chaotic, disruptive, and trigger impulsive behaviors or overindulgence in sensory pleasures. To balance the unrest of a number 5 house, use earthy elements like clay pottery, heavy wooden furniture, and grounding essential oils like cedarwood or patchouli to anchor the erratic energy. Establish at least one non negotiable daily anchor routine, such as making your bed at the same time every morning or eating dinner at a designated table. I also have an anecdote about living in a number 5 house. There was a lot of instability in that house as far as erratic behavior. Specifically in my kids, it was expressed. So we had a lot of accidents that were serious and required ER visits, like my daughter dousing her face in alcohol, rubbing alcohol, um, my son pulling macaroni off of the counter and getting a burn on his chest. We had a swimming pool and people would slip and fall around the pool. Um, the energy was very chaotic, and after I realized that, this was actually what led me to discovering numerology of houses. And once I realized that, I decided I'm not purchasing another number 5 house for young kids if I'm, moving and searching for a house. So that's very interesting. It was also a house where we did a lot of traveling and exploring the world, international travel. And we did also bring in earthy elements. Like we had a big, heavy wooden king bed that took up the majority of the room. It also made the room feel small, but I didn't even know that naturally I was balancing out the energy of that space intuitively. We also threw some really fun birthday parties at that house. The energy of a number 6 home is love, responsibility, and a sense of a domestic sanctuary focused on family, healing, service, and physical beauty. This is perfect for multi generational families, animal lovers, and healers. It can foster perfectionism, smothering behavior, or a martyrdom complex where one person carries the emotional weight of everyone else. To balance out the feeling of perfectionism, intentionally leave a few things imperfect, allow a blanket to stay messy on the couch, or display raw, asymmetrical art pieces to break the pressure of flawlessness. Stop overfunctioning for others. Residents must practice the art of letting family members or roommates make their own mistakes without swooping in to save them. Number 7 house is a house of wisdom, spirituality, and reflection. It is a deeply spiritual, intellectual, and quiet environment designed for meditation, research, introspection, and deep self discovery. The shadow expression of this house is being prone to creating extreme isolation, loneliness, emotional detachment, secrecy, or physical dampness and clutter due to a neglect of the material world. To balance the loneliness of the 7th house, open the blinds to let in maximum natural light. Use warm colors like orange and terracotta, and check the home regularly for actual dampness, leaks, or hidden mold. Force yourself to bridge the gap to the outside world by keeping a regular schedule for leaving the house, opening windows for fresh airflow, and answering phone calls from friends. A number 8 house is the house of power, abundance, and achievement. It attracts financial abundance, authority, material success, and personal empowerment. It's excellent for those building a business empire or seeking public recognition. It can breed obsession with status, material greed, workaholism, and intense power struggles between the people living under its roof. To balance the workaholism of a number 8 house, make sure that the entryways look welcoming rather than fortress like. Keep work items, laptops, and business papers hidden out of plain sight when the workday ends. Practice regular acts of charity or anonymous giving from this space to keep the flow of money fluid and generous. This prevents material greed or hoarding tendencies. And number 9 house is the energy of compassion, completion, and humanitarianism. This house radiates universal love, tolerance, healing, and humanitarian energy. It has profound spiritual wisdom and is a welcoming space for people of all walks of life. However, the residents may struggle to focus on their personal needs, frequently feeling drained by taking on the world's problems or wallowing in past nostalgia and an inability to let go. To balance out the overwhelm of a number 9 house, create a clear, minimalist space that feels light and empty. Avoid keeping sentimental clutter, old letters, or items from past relationships that drag your energy backwards. Implement an energetic cleansing routine like a sounding or singing bowl or opening windows. Do this after hosting guests to clear out the heavy emotions that other people leave behind. The number 11 is a master number. This house has the energy of a master intuitive, vision, and spiritual awakening. So it operates as a highly amplified number 2 house because if you add 1 and 1 together, you get 2. So there will be high spiritual illumination, intense intuition and inspiration, and acting as a messenger for the people who live in this house. The shadow experience of this house is intense nervous anxiety, psychic overwhelm, self doubt, and unrealistic ideals. To balance the anxiety in a number 11 house, create a dedicated sensory deprivation or low stimulation zone in the home. Use Himalayan salt lamps, blackout curtains, and noise canceling elements, or remove all the electronics, screens, and blinking lights from specific areas to give your nervous system a complete break, especially in the bedroom. Implement a daily digital and media sunset. Turn off the Wi Fi, put your phones on airplane mode, or set a time every evening, and pair this with a physical grounding practice like yoga, a foot bath, or breathwork routine to pull the overactive energy down out of your head. The number 22 is also a master number. It's a house that helps you bring your visions into reality. It operates like a highly amplified number 4 house. The ability to manifest massive global projects and turn big dreams into physical reality is a signature of this home. On the other hand, people who live in this home may feel a crippling pressure to achieve, a fear of failure, and destructive control issues. Perfectionism and taking on too much can be a signature in this home. To balance the pressure to achieve in a 22 house, designate a prominent area in your home strictly for unproductive hobbies. Set up a space for painting, puzzles, or playing an instrument where the items are always left out and they serve as a visual reminder that your worth is not tied to your productivity. Practice the art of delegation and letting go of control. Choose one household responsibility a week that you can hand over completely to a housemate, or intentionally leave a non essential chore undone for 48 hours to break the habit of perfectionism. The number 33 is a master number, and it's the signature of growing with vision. This environment fosters high level artistic or communicative inspiration, making it ideal for those who express themselves through healing arts or inspiring writing. Residents often feel a magnetic pull towards humanitarian work, counseling, or teaching, and it's a space where people naturally go to seek wisdom and feel safe sharing their vulnerabilities. The vibration of this home is strongly focused on selflessness, support, and elevating humanity, and it encourages you to nurture those around you. The shadow element of this house is residents risk pouring so much energy into taking care of others that they deplete their own resources. The deep sense of duty to uplift mankind can make the home feel very heavy or emotionally draining if you do not set boundaries. In order to balance the martyrdom trap of a number 33 house, establish a strict physical barrier at the main entrance of the home. Place a high quality doormat, a specific tray for shoes, and a bowl of protective crystals like black tourmaline or smoky quartz right by the front door. This serves as a visual and energetic boundary line where guests and residents must symbolically leave their heavy baggage outside before stepping into the living space. It's crucial for residents to take quiet time alone to recharge their batteries so they can effectively help others. And because the vibration in this home can feel electrically stimulating or scattered, balancing the home with natural elements like indoor plants or a garden can help create a grounding, peaceful environment. Implementing a strict no fixing, just listening rule for conversations held inside the home can also help to avoid the martyrdom trap. Practice letting other people sit with their own discomfort without rushing in to solve their problems or offer unprompted advice. Additionally, schedule one day a week where the home is entirely closed to outsiders, allowing the residents to replenish their own energy reserves in absolute privacy. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. I'd love to hear your experiences if any of this resonates, so feel free to share in the comments below. Until next time, bye bye.